Well, it's a new year and it's the first final of what's going to be a very busy year for the Angling Trust competitions team. It's the Winter League final. We're back at Decoy Lakes and the Fen drains, and we've got some lovely weather finally. It's been a hard winter, it's been a cold winter. That's affected the fishing, but we're well into double figures now. We've even got some sun, so lovely conditions to be out on the bank. How's the fishing going to be? Has the warm weather come too late? That's going to be a suck it and see, I think. We don't know. Certainly at Decoy, they're fishing for carp. It's got to improve quite quickly. The drains, perhaps not so. It will be hard. There'll be some good areas. There'll be some quite hard areas. Indeed, some sections catching a fish potentially could be mega. There's 28 teams fishing today. They've qualified from all over the country from October till just before Christmas last year. And they're all coming here for one thing, that is to win the famous trophy. Now, Preston Innovations Black Horse won it last year. Before then, Drennan Barnsley have had something of a monopoly on the event, but talking to a few of the captains, they've said this is probably the widest open final there's been. The way the venues are fishing, what looks like a good draw on paper, it could be an absolute shocker. Nobody knows. That's the thing. So you can't get too downhearted. You look at your pegs and think, oh, they're not great. They could be good. They could be just good enough to win. It could be looking at a reasonably big score to win. Someone might surprise us. They might fish an absolute blinder and destroy the match. That's the thing about team fishing. And in winter, nobody knows. We just don't know, and that's perhaps why we all keep doing it. We all moan. It's hard. Yes, it is. But everyone fishing today is in with a chance. So we've got 5 hours of fishing. We're going to be heading to Decoy Lakes and to the Fen drains. There's 3 drains being used. That's the Old Neen, the Bower through Whittlesea, and a new one for us, the Carrot Wash, which is part of, it's called Bevil's Leam locally, but it's Glassmore Bank. There's been some big weights of tench being caught there in practice. We're expecting the winner to be there. Could catch 50 pounds of them. That's in February. That's an unheard of tench, really, but it happens. Winner could be there. So we're flitting between the venues, seeing what's happening, what's being caught. There'll be a big weight of carp will win at Decoy without a shadow of a doubt. Could be looking at 200 pounds there. But for many, it's a team match. It's about catching a fish and then going from there. Keep adding to it, keep picking something off, keep scoring some points.
Take one in.
Yeah, go for it. Not seems to win. Right, I'm here with the captain of defending champions Preston Black Horse. It's Rob Jelak.
Hiya.
It's going to be a different final to last year, isn't it?
It's going to be very up and down today. I literally think probably 99% of the teams could win today. I think the draw is going to be really important.
Is it going to be about avoiding the most blanks or having everyone catch, or is it not as simple as that? Is it more than just catching a fish?
I think Decoy will be better because it has warmed up a little bit, and I believe there's probably going to be more bites than what we were looking at last Saturday because of the weather. I think the better weather possibly for the drains has come a bit too late. It's going to take a bit warmer to warm up.
That's the question, isn't it, on the drains? How much? It's negligible, the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously it's going to take longer to warm up a river and stuff. But literally, I think some of the sections, depending on which split you've drawn, we're literally going there to fish for a bite.
Just catch a fish.
Catch a fish is the start, and then work your way from there. Yeah. I think the first put of the match on both venues could be really important.
You're not going to catch last hour as well, last half an hour. They often turn up.
Yeah. Hope that again last half an hour, first half an hour, especially on Decoy. Just try and get a bite, and then work your way from there. Yeah.
Best of luck, Rob.
All right, thanks very much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Deserve a good peg after walking up. It's very warm, isn't it? Having said that would be a stunning peg in that. Fun on the wagon.
Well, this bloke knows what it takes to win the Winter League. His team have won it several times down the years. Everyone, Drennan Barnsley Blacks, it's Frankie, Jan and Shelley. Everyone expects you to win. Everyone says, oh, Barnsley will win it. It's never that easy, and it won't be easy this year, will it?
Every single competition we fish, year on year, gets harder to win because everyone's brilliant anglers. Everyone qualifies for this final, so you need luck and you need to have good anglers on your side. But I think
looking at the draw,
I don't know the drains at all because I'm at Decoy, but we've got an end peg at Drains, and we've got a few good pegs at Decoy. So yeah, I don't know.
It's probably not so much making those good pegs count, it's the bad ones, isn't it?
Yeah, not having the bottoms.
Yeah.
If you like the bottom couple in your section, it's so hard to carry that because you need 2 or 3 that are going to have the top.
Exactly.
You need top 3s then.
But equally, you do need, if you've got some first and second in sections, you can carry some bad ones, can't you?
No, definitely. I think we've got. I'm looking at here. We've got 2, maybe 3 that are not amazing at Decoy, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We've got a couple of really good ones there, I think, that could win.
And it's gone a lot warmer, so no one knows, do they, how it's all going to fish.
No.
Hopefully better, but it could catch some people out how good it is.
100%. I think no one really knows, especially even on the drains.
No.
You know, they've been catching nothing really, have they there? But all of a sudden, this temperature change, yeah, could be fish everywhere. So we'll see.
Well, best of luck. We might be up there on the podium at the end, you might not.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully we are. Thank you.
Right, mate. Well, Daiwa Dorking have won plenty of things down the years. Hopefully they'll be looking to add this year. This is Alan Donnelly is the captain. It's a much changed team from maybe 15 years ago when there were some very big hitters in that team, but still a team packed with quality. Quality helps on a match like this, but you're going to need a few prayers, I think, and a little bit of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just drawn our pegs. We've drawn the hard section in A and B. We've drawn the better section in C and D. I'm just past the turning bay in E and F, which is okay. Rob Casterton, poor Rob's up at the top end of March, scratching with everyone else. We've managed to dodge the carrot wash this week. And Simon Willsmore's just got a steady peg up at the bower. So it's not, we've got one very good peg and then just a very mediocre set of draws, but they're all the scratching sections.
When everyone's talked about the scratching sections, catching a fish, how do you get into the mindset of catching a fish? Is it straight away counts, or is it the last half an hour? Can the bite come at any time, or is there a key time?
I think whether it's a £10 fish or a 2 gram fish, it's just getting one. Once you get one, you should repeat the process. It's just getting one in the net, because last week in the last practice match it was very tough at March, and the people who tend to get one, you work at it, you repeat it, get another one doing the same thing, and it's just you've got to get in the mindset. Someone's got to win it. If it's 5 pegs or whatever it is, whether you're fishing for 2 ounces or £20, someone's got to win it. And it's just working out quickly. Just getting the one and keeping the faith until you get that first one. Yeah, and
it's just avoiding those bad weights, isn't it?
Yeah,
and blank even.
And not overcooking the peg before you get the opportunity. Can you
set too many traps in a peg? Do you think? Are you better off saying, I'll have 3 lines and that's
absolutely at March? We tend to have a plan around pick your best area and spend your most time on that and just try and get something to work. I think a lot of the thought process is just get something to work and build on it from there.
Put more lines in through the day, can't
you?
But
yeah.
you can't.
But
just put too many in at the start, it's blown.
Yeah, keep it simple and just work to get that one bite and then repeat the process. Job done.
Told you it was black. Well, the 2025 Winter League final has literally just got underway, and we're at the top end of the bower on K section of the lake pegs, the fancied area where some of the better weights should come, and already they're catching fish. The first couple of pegs behind us have got roach already, so that bodes well. This is going to be one of the fairer rivers that are in use. It's not going to see some massive weights, but everyone should catch £1.5, £2 of fish in every peg. There's always going to be some better ones, of course there are, and that's going to be at this top end in the trees behind the Braemar Gardens section, but everyone's going to get bites, and that's the main thing. There's plenty to fish for, so going to be here for a little while, see what gets caught, and then we're going to head to the carrot wash, the new venue, see if any tench are being caught, and that's going to be totally different fishing to here. This is all small fish, roach, perch, little pommies. At the carrot wash we're talking tench, bream and some very big perch, so we'll head over there shortly and see what's being caught. Well, here we are. This is a new venue for the Winter League final. It's the carrot wash drain, as locals call it. They also call it Bevil's Leam, they also call it Glassmore Bank. Take your pick, doesn't matter. And it's Big Fish City. We picked it because there was some tench being caught. It's surpassing expectations at the moment. There's 14 anglers here and 8 of them have now caught big fish. We're talking tench up to £4 and some massive perch. There's perch close to £3 have been caught. We're an hour in, so God knows what's going to happen in the next 4 hours, but Already Jack Turner, he's on the epicentre peg. He's had 3 tench in the first half an hour. It slowed a bit. They seem to have drifted away because the anglers either side of him have caught. Kai Jerram, he's a couple of pegs away. He's had a tench and 2 big perch. Rob Casterton next to him has had 3 big perch. Chap between Kai and Jack has had 2 tench. So they're moving around, more importantly, not staying in one peg, and that will give hope to a lot of people. There's even the pegs at the very ends where you're not expecting a great deal to be caught. A couple of them have sneaked a big perch. That's that's going to be monster in terms of points. So all going very well. It's a little bit more remote out here. Not too much in the way of small fish. There's some small perch to be caught, but I'll be honest, if the bloke next to you catches a tench, there ain't no point fishing for them. So plenty of time to go. I think we're going to see the individual winner here. If they keep catching these tench and these big perch, we're looking at £40 plus. So exciting times. Well, we'd like to bring you some special guests for the Angling Trust. I tried to get Beyonce, but she's at Makings today. So instead, I've got England feeder legend, Mick Viles. It's very good to see you.
And you, Richard.
How's it turning out then? You're obviously here with Barnsley, so you've been walking around Decoy.
Yep.
It seems to be fishing better than...
Well, the recent change in weather, the last 48 hours, as this sort of storms come through and the temperatures quadrupled, I was saying.
Yeah, I've quadrupled, yes.
And all of a sudden, I think the daylight hours have changed. This last week, we've seen, obviously, the weather completely changed, and it sprung the fish into action. We had reports from around the country yesterday where carp were feeding everywhere, so it's no surprise that obviously is carried through here to Decoy. And there's lots of carp being caught. For instance, we've got Andy Geldart fishing for Barnsley. He's over in the far corner of U, peg 13, and the last time I spoke to him, he got 13 carp. Jake opposite him, Jake Fowles fishing for Gordon League, he got 10. So, and you know, various people got 5, 6, 7 carp, lots of F1s feeding on Damson, so it's shaping up very nicely, yeah.
Does that catch you out at all? Were you thinking it's going to be a negative match? Or in the back of your mind as a team, you're thinking they could have a go?
Well, the thing about coming and practicing like the guys have done, put lots of work, and obviously it's a fair travel for us, but it's an important match to us, and obviously the groundwork is the most important thing. But experience kicks in, doesn't it? So obviously the lads know that at any moment, this time of year, it can see the dawn of obviously fish just deciding that this is the time to start putting weight on. And that's obviously happened yesterday, and so the WhatsApp group yesterday went mad. Brace yourself, lads. And we've got other lads fishing in other parts of the country. You know, one of our lads fished the River Ouse yesterday and caught a ton of chub, and he's just messaged and said, listen, the fish are going to feed this weekend. Fish are feeding. And so those sorts of things indicate, and lads are well prepared, they know how to catch fish, and they can turn their hand to anything. So, you know, they've come here with a gentle approach, you know, not getting carried away, but straight away they can adapt and up the feed, and they're prepared for anything. So that, and hopefully the lads that are sat on the fish will be able to make that count.
Draw still be key.
Absolutely. A lot of pegs. Obviously, it's a big final, so we've got lots of people on these lakes. I'm not saying that, you know, there's too many people on, but that means that all the areas are covered and the fish will be where they want to sit. So unless you've got them sat in front of you, and despite the fact that we're getting excited and it's t-shirt weather, the fish haven't quite realised that all they've done is started to feed. So the best areas will just be better, and the hard areas will be okay. Yeah, they're not sort of spread out, but yeah, we've got Oliver over on Damson 17, which I think is the wrong end of the lake, but he's doing all right. Alan's on peg 7 on Elm, and he'll do his job there, no problem at all. That's a good draw that we've got Andy Geldart over on U. And then we've got Frankie Gianancelli on peg 11 on Willows, which isn't a great area. So we've got a couple of pegs that are iffy and a couple of pegs that are all right. And it will play a massive part. But big sections, big event, 10 anglers, and it's always your worst results and your worst pegs that make the difference.
And when you sort this lot out, you've then got the drains to contend with as well, which is a different type of match.
Yeah, and they can be quite peggy, and there's some really fair sections and some really unfair sections. And over the 10 anglers, the draw will play an important part. However, the lads will still have to catch them where they're in even sections, and they'll do that. So
we talk about scores a lot. Do you set a target? Do you think 60, 50, something like that?
No. I mean, obviously, I think that all starts after the weigh-in when we start counting, because of the draw factor. Regardless of if everybody fished a great match and things were all equal, there's always then the draw to come into play. So that can then turn the points one way or the other. So you have to have all the right anglers and all the right sequences, and that goes for your opposing teams. So all of a sudden it can be at the top end of your scale. But ultimately, the most important thing, and always the team plan, is that if you are on a tough peg like Frankie is, just to catch what you can, because every single point will count. As we know, this has gone to the wire so many times, and it's that 1 point, and over 10 men, it's always the case, 1, 2 or 3 points. So not be despondent when it's hard, and that's the key, and that's what we come to fish for, and that's how we approach it.
Don't try and make something out of a peg that's not capable of it.
Be realistic.
Yeah.
Set your own personal target. So there's 10. You ask if the team's got a target. We've got 10 targets, and that's for each angler to maximise what he can. Don't try and be an hero. You can't win 10 sections unless you're absolutely fantastic at drawing, and nobody can be that good at drawing. not even some of the people in our team. And so ultimately, the trick is to just squeeze every last point out, because it will make a difference at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And we've got 2 hours to go, so this is
anything can happen.
This is the time now when it is won and lost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Last hour it can be.
This time of year, the last hour is massive, and although people are catching, that will start to escalate, and people that weren't catching will come through, and some of the pegs, and people will start, the leads will start to gain, and we could see anything happening from here on in.
We won't know till we weigh in, will we?
No, but it's a great match, and it's always well fought, and obviously something that we cherish with the success we've had in this competition. Yeah. But we need to get the trophy back, because obviously we didn't win it last year, so we'll be looking for that, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, in a few hours' time, we'll see.
Brilliant.
Right, well, there's an hour to go with the Winter League final. It's flown by. Lovely weather, lots of fish being caught. It often does. We are at March, and those of you that know March, see mist on the water at the back. That's the boat. That's where the winner was individual last year. Probably not going to happen this year because there aren't a lot of rudd in the river. What there are roach, perch, and lots of pommies. Colin Oakman, he's on the concrete next to the town bridge, catching for fun. He's slaying them, and just a bit further along, just where he was on the open match not so long ago, is Graham Smith, and he's enjoying himself as well, catching plenty of fish. So those two are in a strong contention to top March, but you walk along, all the way along, doesn't matter where you go, people are swinging in small fish. That's a far cry from last weekend or even all winter, really. It's been really, really hard. That weather has properly spurred these fish into having a go. Perhaps they've been here all the time, we don't know, but this is much better fishing. Even the bits where the turning bay is that have been rock hard, we were thinking maybe you might have to draw for a section there, it could be that bad. They're all catching, so that's good news. We've had a catch up on the other drains. The bower is steady eddies, but on the Carrot Wash there are 3 anglers now that have got 30 pounds. They've got tench and big perch, and probably 8 or 9 others have got a big fish each, so that's fished surprisingly well. We were thinking maybe a couple of pegs would catch the big fish, but they seem to have spread out with this warmer weather, so that's all good. So as I said, we've got an hour to go, so we are done here at March. We'll be heading back to Decoy shortly to start the weighing in, and then it'll be results time, and we shall see who's won.
Okay, Jack, so 13 kilos of tench, it's not a bad day.
No, cracking day to be fair. Drew well obviously, but yeah, tench have had a feed, which is nice. Just fished one line all day, 13 metres, worm and caster, and I think I've hooked 12, landed 10, lost a couple of foul lookers and a few small perch, but yeah, lovely day.
And what were the tactics today?
Well, mainly just chop worm and caster, like I say. Either worm or worm and caster on the hook. Fed it quite heavy once, obviously we knew there was a few fish feeding, and just steady away really, just fish one line. Nice easy match.
And do you think it would be like this, given the practice sessions that run up to it?
No, I'd have took one tench this morning driving up, but yeah, it's fished quite well in these few pegs.
And slightly different to last year's match you were telling me earlier on.
Yeah, similar weight to last year, but last year was 200 or 300 roach, whereas 10 fish today, but still, lovely day.
Now we'll go on to the individuals, playing top 3 across each venue, so across the drains and across Decoy. We'll start on the drains in 3rd place. With 12 kilos and 40 grams, Steve Hemingray. The runner-up with 12 kilos, 150 grams, Kai Jerem. And the winner on the drains, 13 kilos, 530 grams of tench, Jack Turner.
Hello, Jack.
Now on to Decoy, 3rd place overall with 52 kilos, 150 grams, Diver Gordon League's Martin Howard. Runner-up with 60 kilos, 750 grams, it's his teammate, Jake Foles. The winner of Decoy, he's done this before, 72 kilos, 100 grams, Andy Geldarts. Third place, £1,500 with a medal for each team member to come, with 48 points, Census Hot Rods. Sorry? Sorry? Picture? Yeah. Yeah, stay. Grab a picture at the end, mate, yes.
Oh, is he? Oh, is he?
I got like, I bruised it all, don't I? That's all right.
Are we all in?
You're all in. Winning £1,750 with a total weight of 43 points, Daiwa Tackle and Baits. So that only leaves one place. Winning £2,000, they didn't let go of the trophy for long. Winter League champions for 2025 with 39 points, Drennan Barnsley Blacks.
Don't give me one of them, I'll shake my hand. Well done, well done.
Who's the sensible one that won't spray this everywhere? Not you, and not you.
I'll do it.
Still on 5 week back order.
Shut up.
Well, here we are. This is the victorious captain, even management duo of the Drennan Barnsley Blacks. They've just won the Winter League final for the 4th time in 5 years. That's a pretty good record when it's winter fishing, when you're fishing against the best teams. People say, what's your secret, Lee and Matt? But we all know it's not as easy as having a plan and sticking to it.
It's really not easy. I mean, we've been really fortunate. I always say to the lads, you've got to be really fortunate to win. You've got to have a set of pegs that gives you an opportunity to win. And then, obviously, we're trying to put the time in to make sure that we're in the best possible chance. I'm really excited about this event because I'm seeing it grow. I'm seeing a full auditorium back tonight. Teams are putting the effort in. And we spoke at the start of the year, didn't we, about it getting harder and harder.
Yeah, 100%. It's lovely though, because even like we've been here practicing, and the practice couldn't have been further from what the match has been today. And I almost sat there and thought, well, it were pointless coming practicing because low pressure's come in, windy, mild. Last week we were freezing to death and the fishing were rock hard. But when you're down here and you go and sit in pub in March and there's loads of different teams, it's got such a positive, good team feel to the event as a whole. And I've got to be honest, fishing today on the drains where we've been, it's frightening how it's picked up from last week, isn't it?
I mean, the water's temperature's picked up, the fish have fed big time, and it's been a really good match. I mean, it's been fish.
Do you expect that? Because I spoke to obviously Mick Viles, who's one of your runners. I said it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, yeah, it's gone warmer, but it's still going to be a negative match. Is it easy then to get caught, think, oh, it's got better, we need to change?
It is, but we had a little bit of a mixed plan where we said we'll play it safe in the areas that's been hard, but be ready. Max was a great example. You know, last week there was no bites, but he was ready to make the change, weren't you?
Yeah, literally started dead negative today, trying to catch a fish. As soon as I knew there was some fish there, stepped it up, and there's been fish all the way through.
There has been fish. Awesome. It's been a really good match. When you look at the weights, you know, I think it's been a really, really good match.
Said to me, it's the best drains match we've had.
Yeah, wow.
Finals. Wow. It's just been so consistent. But that's half the battle, isn't it? Then you've got Decoy to contend with, which has been very hard in places today.
It has been hard, but I mean, we've had 5 lads come 3 times each, and 4 of them, well, one of them, Andy Gellart's won the match today. He's had 1 fish in each of his visits and then caught 72 kilos. So he hasn't learned anything about the practicing, but like we always say, it puts you in the right place, it puts your gear ready, it puts you in the right mindset, you're ready for it. Whatever people say, going fishing makes you better. So, you know, I think the fact that they've gone and done that, it's credit to them.
It's almost, isn't it? It
is, but it's credit to them because they could have easily just gone, it's pointless, it's not worth going, lads. But they haven't done that. And they've talked about when they have caught a few fish. And we're very, very fortunate that we've got a strong bunch of guys who have really pulled it out of the bag today. And you can see that with the results. You know, it's tight. It's so tight once again, you know.
Not run away ever, no.
You know,
so it's Frankie this morning, looked at the pegs and said, I know you can't tell by your pegs, they're just a set of numbers, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. He said, do you know, I half fancy this.
Yeah.
Was that the view?
Our actual view was, we didn't see any, at first, we didn't think, well, that's, on the drains in particular, there wasn't an outright flyer, but there was no horrors. So, like, I didn't feel across both. And our lowest points has been a 9 in a 14 peg section. And that, for me, reflects the fact that we haven't had any horror draws. But our 2 9s could have been 12, 13, 14. So, you know, because they were in with the tougher areas. So I think they are as important. But, you know, one more, swap one of your areas and you're not winning. So that is how it happens. But everybody has the same.
On the drains, is that... is there a solid plan as in, okay, you're going to feed this line, this line, this line, or is it up to the angler just to say, plumb your peg up, you know what you're looking for?
We do have a plan, obviously, but I think one of the strengths of Barnsley that we carry through all the events that we fish, and it probably comes from the skipper, to be fair, is you've got to go and fish your peg. I mean, we were talking about squats and pinkies and ground bait, but then even Thursday and Friday, these phone calls, are we going to take any bread? Do we need some bread? Well, let's take some just in case you get to your peg and you feel like you want to feed it. And I honestly think that it's not a tactical thing and a secret ground bait mix, but I think the consistency comes from that open-mindedness and the fact that the lads go away and just fish their peg on a given day.
There's no control, is there? There's no like, you must fish with this, because people need to feel comfortable and have the bait with them. I'm hearing the lads have fed, 3-4 pints of maggots today at Decoy, well then fed 3 maggots leading up to it. What are they doing even bringing 4 pints of maggots? But they've all done it, they've all been ready, and it's paid off, and we are absolutely buzzing, aren't we?
Yeah, super proud. Super proud.
It's a better result when your anglers think on their feet, isn't it? And they haven't just followed orders. They've said, "Oh, do you know what? I tried this today. I think that'll work."
You'd never win anything following orders, because fishing never ever works like that. So that's what.
You say about how difficult it is. You fish probably one of the biggest leagues in the country. There's 10 teams in your league. That in itself is. I know it wasn't always easy for you in the rounds, looking at the results, but that. Getting through from that is itself an achievement.
I sum up our league by saying last year Wakefield came second in the Winter League final, and they they didn't manage to qualify, and there's 4 places in our league. And Wakefield are a brilliant team. That's not a slight on them. That's how hard it is to qualify just from our league.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know, I'm looking at teams in our league thinking any one of those can win it. Just like other leagues, you know, obviously the 2nd and 3rd place teams today, Tackle and Baits and Census, they're in the same league, Hot Rods, in the local league to here. So, you know, a lot of the leagues are very difficult, and I think this is a competition with a lot of history, and I think that's why people are still coming back and still giving it their all.
Absolutely. And from here on, Commercial National is next.
Census Challenge, yeah. Census Challenge is a big one for us.
Thick and fast, don't they?
Yeah, it all happens early. Then there's a break for the summer. So
we got the national, but that's a long way off.
Well, we're really happy because last year it didn't go our way. You know, we had a lot of close calls, and
we didn't actually win anything.
We didn't win anything.
We didn't win anything
after having a great couple of years previous to that. So this is a great way to start this year.
You say that you didn't win anything. No panic buttons are pressed, are they?
The big thing that we did have, we took Josh Newman on. So, and his nickname's Binder. And it's something to do with his big glasses. But we've had this ongoing thing that we call in Barnsley the Binder curse. It's the curse of Josh Newman. Since he come from Starlets, we didn't win anything.
Yeah.
And we were just sat up there tonight, all sat there, as you were reading the results out, and Gav turned round and he went, maybe the curse has left. So, fingers crossed, it's the start of a good run.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Maybe it is. Well, they come thick and fast. No better way to start the year than a win, is it?
No. It's been brilliant. Thanks, everybody, to Angling Trust for doing a great job, as always.
Well done again.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, boys.